Good day everyone. I hope that as everyone is fine and enjoying good health. In the previous section we had started the PLSQL and proceeding with this unit today we will learn more about PLSQL. So what is PLSQL? PLSQL means what? It is the programming language of SQL. It is extension of your SQL. PLSQL allows you to create structured logical block and it describes what operation can be done on the data apart from firing the queries. That means what, you can write a program and this program can do some logical operation on your data. In simple language you can say that you can combine multiple SQL statements and multiple PLSQL statements in a single PLSQL block, and that complete program can be sent to your Oracle engine, where the Oracle engine will bifurcate the PLSQL statements and SQL statements. That is the job of your Oracle engine. Then, as it is a block of code, that means what, it will be considered as a single unit only by the Oracle engine. This is the structure of our PLSQL block. When we had started the C programming language, at that time we had studied the structure of the C program. In the similar way, today we will be seeing the structure of the PLSQL block. Why it is called block structure? Because it identifies the separate sections by the names. So it is called block structure. And PLSQL program has 4 blocks, 4 different sections. And the main thing is that these sections are given names. So it is different from your C programming, where there was no name given to the sections. We had to remember the sections individually. But in PLSQL, the structures which we will be using are named. As you can see, how many structures are there? 4 structures are there. We will discuss these 4 structures one by one. But before that, you must understand that which sections are important and which sections are optional. Declare section is optional, exception section is optional, but compulsory, that is mandatory section, is your begin section. And each PLSQL block always terminates with a semicolon. So PLSQL block has a defined structure which can be divided into sections, and the sections are, as you can see from the figure, declare section, begin section, exception section, and the end section. The order is important over here. First section is always declare section, second section is always begin section, third is exception, and last section is your end section. Each of these sections will have name. That means what? First section is named as declare, second section is named as begin, and third section is named as exception. Remember that the name of the sections never terminated with a semicolon. But only thing is that end section is terminated by a semicolon. Declare section. As the name suggests, declare section means what? It is the beginning section of any PLSQL program in which you can declare variables and other objects which can be used in your PLSQL block. जैसे हम सी प्रोग्राम के अंदर वेरिएबल डिक्लेयर करने के लिए फर्स्ट पार्ट बनाते थे, सेम उसी तरीके से डिक्लेयर सेक्शन का भी काम क्या है? वेरिएबल डिक्लेरेशन का. लेकिन PLSQL के अंदर हम वेरिएबल्स के साथ बहुत सी और चीज़ें भी यूज़ करेंगे, जैसे कि कर्सर, एक्सेप्शन, ट्रिगर्स. ये सारी चीज़ें भी आप कहाँ डिक्लेयर करोगे? डिक्लेयर सेक्शन में करोगे. Once they are declared, they can be used in SQL statements for manipulation. Without declaration of the variable, without declaration of any of the objects, you can't use them in your PLSQL code. Next section is your begin section, and this is the compulsory section of any PLSQL block. And in this section, what you can write all the programming constructs like if statement, looping statement, cursor, what is cursor be doing, everything is done in which sections? Begin section. So actual manipulation retrieval is done in which section? Begin section. Exception section. This is one of the advantage of your PLSQL block. If there is any error in your PLSQL programming code, then that error can be handled. That in which section? Exception section. So this section deals with handling of the errors that arise during execution of data manipulation statements. Okay, and errors can be, why these errors can arise? Errors can arise because of syntax error, logical error, or some validation rules which is not satisfied by your data. End section. End section means what? This section denotes that the programming has been ended over here. Now, to write any program, to learn any language, the first thing you have to learn is your character set. So PLSQL के अंदर भी हम क्या पहले पढ़ेंगे? कैरेक्टर सेट. कैरेक्टर सेट में क्या आएगा? अपर केस अल्फाबेट्स A to Z, lower case alphabets A to Z, numbers 0 to 9, and special symbols. All the special symbols which are found on your keyboard. Now lexical units. What is a lexical unit? These are the smallest unit, or you can say words used in your PLSQL block. The lexical units are the building block of your PLSQL block. Means what? आप PLSQL की कोडिंग करने के लिए क्या यूज करोगे? वर्ड्स यूज करोगे. वर्ड्स को क्या कहा जाता है? लेक्सिकल यूनिट्स. They are the sequence of characters including letters, digits, written characters and symbols. They can be classified. That means what? Lexical unit can be classified as identifiers, reserved words, delimiters, literals and comments. We'll see these lexical units one by one. The first unit is identifiers. Identifier means what? It is the name which is given to your variables, cursors, exceptions, anything. किसी भी चीज को अगर आपने नाम दिया है, sections के अलावा जो नाम आपने यूज किए हैं उन नाम को क्या कहा जाता है? Identifiers. And नाम आप mainly किसके लिए यूज करोगे? Objects के लिए यूज करोगे. Literals. Literals means what? It is the value which is assigned to the variables. Variables के जो आप value assign करते हो उनको क्या कहा जाता है? Literals. Types of literals can be numeric literal. Numeric literal का मतलब क्या है? Numbers. And numbers can be either integer or floating point numbers. Character literal का मतलब क्या है? A single character which is enclosed within single quotes. As usual, जब भी हम कैरेक्टर्स की बात करेंगे या स्ट्रिंग की बात करेंगे तो उसको हमें किसके अंदर एनक्लोज करना पड़ता है? सिंगल कोट्स के अंदर. एंड लिटरल string literal means what? More than one character enclosed in the single quotes. There is no differentiation between your single quotes and double quotes because we are only using the single quotes everywhere in PLSQL. Logical unit means what? Logical literal का मतलब क्या है? It contains value either true or false. Delimiters. Delimiters means what? Which are the separators which you will be using. It can be dot, it can be single quote, it can be double quotes, it can be a colon, it can be a percentage and a semicolon. Job name. Job name means what? It is a name, so it must be enclosed within single quotes. Single quote, you can write the job name. Here this is type of variable and उसके अंदर हमने value assign करी है. We'll learn this afterwards. Next is comment. Comment means what? Any statement which is written for the use of the programmer, not for the PLSQL block to execute. Here very interesting thing is single line comment and multi-line comment. If you want to give a single line comment, single line का मतलब क्या है, एक ही लाइन कमेंट करनी है तो आपको 2 टाइम्स माइनस माइनस लिखना है। और मल्टी लाइन कमेंट सेम कैसी है, आपके सी प्रोग्रामिंग जैसी ही है।